What's good, everybody? It's your boy Server Error 405. This is the Final Four sports program. And like always, I am surrounded by a bunch of sports almanacs, a bunch of geniuses in the world of sports. And, you might see a couple familiar faces here, but there's somebody who's brand new here. I'm going to start off with him. He is unfortunately a big Kansas City Chiefs fan, but I'm not going to hold it against him since it's his first episode here. Welcome, Jacob. How you doing?
Doing good, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. And of course, the only reason we know Jacob is because this man here, unfortunately, is a Boston Celtics fan. He always wears this shit when he's on the show, and I don't even know why I keep
Oh,
fucking
I love
inviting
it.
him.
I
But there's
love it.
there's Tyler. What's good, Tyler?
Soak in it. What's up, brother? Good to
Oh,
be back. It's been a while, man.
it's
Been
been
a
a while.
while.
I'm glad you stepped away from the video games. But
Of course.
next up, a man who you can't offer any sweets to because he is diabetic. Jalen Hurts. What's good, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a purpose before you had an opinion.
There you go. And you also had a hairline before you got a haircut. Uh, and then next, and last but not least, my co-host of the Gorilla Booking Podcast, we got the one and only Joe, the demanded one himself, Wolfgang. What's good, buddy?
Much just ready to get these predictions going because we all know how lopsided it's about to be today.
Okay, so with that said, we are very, very close to the start of the NFL season. We're very excited that college is starting up this weekend. So really, football starting this weekend, like for
Oh yeah.
real. So we can dig into college football another time. Get the first weekend going, but we're gonna go ahead and just start off with our NFL predictions. And another special guest here. She's talking in the background. So if you hear a little baby in the background, that's our special Final Four correspondent. Just keeping Mr. Wolfgang here in line. But we're going to go with the NFL predictions.
Hey,
Oh, it's Tyler. All you guys have kids too. So it's like I hear every baby. So we got babies. We're surrounded by babies. It's a family friendly show. I'll try to keep my language to a minimum. But we're going to go ahead and start with the man himself, brand new Jacob. He's a Chiefs fan, like I said. What are your predictions for the divisions? I don't know if you have ESPN pulled up or it's on your phone or whatever, but we'd have to have a big breakdown. But who do you think is going to win the divisions, make the playoffs, and who do you predict in the Super Bowl?
I'm gonna try to be unbiased as I can here. Obviously AFC West, I think the Chiefs, no, again, no bias. I think the Chiefs will win again, but it'll be a lot more competitive than it has been the last few years, especially with the Broncos stepping up with Bo Nix. That defense is always going to be super tough. They've been tough even when Patrick Mahomes first came to the NFL, his first year starting. His actually first game he did start, which was a no means game back in 2017. That was still a tough defense,
No.
and they just been tough on us ever since he's played. Sure, we've beat them so many times in a row, but I think they really stepped up. But just because due to experience and who Mahomes is and him still having the weapons that he has, I still think the Chiefs win the AFC West, make another deep playoff run just because the experience and the championship DNA. But I think it'll be a lot closer than most people think, other than Broncos fans.
Okay.
Going to the AFC North, that one's a little up in the air. I think that one would still belong to Baltimore, just because I don't see Pittsburgh really making any noise. Sure, they'll still make the playoffs, have a winning record. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing record since he's been the head coach there. But I'm not sure about the Bengals. Like, sure, they re-signed T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, but that defense, other than Hendrickson, is just I don't think it's going to be top tier like it has been. And obviously, Cleveland doesn't know what they want to do with the quarterback position. They
Right.
don't know what to do about that. And I just think Baltimore is going to win that one again. Also, AFC East, Bills, no questions asked on that one. I don't believe in the other teams. I don't believe in Tua too much. Bills walk away with that one also. AFC South, I don't really pay too much attention to that one other than the Colts and Anthony Richardson. I've always liked him since he was at Florida, but same situation. Colts don't know much about their quarterback. Starting Daniel Jones instead. I never been a fan of him, especially since he did that little wide open touchdown. Oh, he tripped. He's done. I was like, all right, he's not the guy.
Right.
Uh, and also just the history of the AFC South. it's always been this team wins, that team wins. It's always been someone different. I don't think there's ever been a consecutive division winner since maybe Peyton Manning's been there. Again, I don't really pay attention to the South, but I do believe maybe the Texans will win that just because I like CJ Stroud and that core that they have going on there.
Okay.
Going to the NFC side, NFC North, this one's also tough. To me, it's a toss up between the Packers and the Lions, but I think the Lions are going to take it again just because they have that edge that they have for losing to the Commanders in the divisional playoffs. I was actually at one of my coworkers' houses during that game. He's a big Lions fan. He's from Detroit, and I was just kind of sitting there looking at him like, "Dang, what's going on?" He's talking all this shit,
Right.
and it's just sitting there like, "Yeah, dude." But I think there's a little bit of a sting there from that game, and I think they're going to come back with the vengeance and hopefully, and I think they'll make a deep playoff run. I think they're one of my favorites to make the Super Bowl too, as long as they can stay healthy, especially on the defensive side. I know last year they dealt with lots and lots of injuries, especially to Aiden Hutchinson. That was a big loss, and then obviously most of their secondary was injured too. So the fact that they still won so many games and made the playoffs, and let alone got the number one seed, was impressive. So it makes me wonder, if they can stay healthy the entire season, where they can go. And they're actually one of my favorites in the NFC to make the Super Bowl.
Okay.
NFC East, Eagles. I know they lost a lot of key pieces from that Super Bowl, but I still believe in Jalen Hurts and that offense and that defense will still make a deep playoff run. They are my second favorite NFC team to make the Super Bowl again.
Okay.
NFC South. I got the Buccaneers. I've always liked Baker Mayfield. He's been doing good since he's been there, so I think the Bucks will win that one again. Which one am I missing here for the NFC
West.
West? NFC West. That one again, toss up. Don't really know, but I think the Rams will actually sneak into there and win that division. Matt Stafford still doing pretty good for his age. Pretty good core. 49ers, hard to say. They dealt with injuries. Who knows if McCaffrey is going to be healthy, especially I forgot what kind of injury he had, but I know it's pretty significant, and I'm not
Yeah.
sure where they're going to be. Obviously, Cardinals hard. They could be a dark horse. I think they're my dark horse. They could make a playoffs. They could make a deep run, especially with Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. Hard to say. And Seattle, uh, I don't trust Sam Darnold. I don't. Sure he had a great season last year with the Vikings, but I've seen lots of quarterbacks have one great year and then just completely crap the bed the next year.
Okay. So basically, out of all the teams you just named, who do you see in the conference finals for AFC and NFC, and then who goes to the Super Bowl and wins?
Yeah, so I actually have two different ones for each division. So for me, I think the Chiefs make it again, but they'll play the Bills once again. But I think the Bills will finally get us in the championship. So I got the Bills going in one scenario.
Mm-hmm.
NFC, I got the Eagles going again. So Bills, the Eagles as one of my predictions. Another
Okay.
one would for AFC would be Bills and Ravens in the other one. Those are one of the top two teams in the NFL or AFC right now.
Okay.
NFC, I got the Lions, and honestly, I got the Commanders as the dark horse on there. Again, they made a good run last year, especially with the rookie Jaden Daniels, not Jalen Daniels, wrong team.
Right.
And I don't think he's going to have a sophomore slump. Like I think he'll struggle a little bit just because defenses know what he's all about. But I just think he's just such an electric player, especially re-signing Scary Terry. I think the Commanders are going to be a
Okay.
dark horse coming in. They have a chance to win the NFC East there, but I still think the Eagles are going to kind of get them there.
So what is your one Super Bowl? Who wins the Super Bowl? Like gun to your head, who, hypothetically, gun to your head, who,
Hypothetically,
who wins the Super Bowl?
well, again, not trying to be biased, but I think it's fine
Chiefs.
with the Bills. Well, Chiefs, yeah, but I'm trying to be a little non-biased here. But I would love for him to win again. Travis Kelsey going to the sunset,
Okay.
obviously for championship. But realistically, I think it's going to be the Bills.
Okay. So there we go. We got the Bills, which would be the first ever in franchise history, would be very interesting. We're going to go with Mr. Wolfgang and just what do you think? Division winners, and again, we don't have to go too much into detail with a lot of the teams that we know that aren't gonna do shit. Like we know the Saints ain't gonna do shit, so we don't, you know what I mean. Like they're gonna be last place. So like let's see who you got.
Okay, so betting odds, right?
Oh, here
Betting
we
odds.
go.
Let's just go with straight betting odds, right? Straight betting odds. Eagles number one, obviously. I'm gonna be biased because if he doesn't want to be biased, who's gonna be biased? The guy who literally has the Eagles tattooed on. So yeah, the Eagles are gonna win the Super Bowl. Not only the Eagles are gonna win the Super Bowl, there has been multiple, multiple AIs out there predicting the most diabolical thing ever. We upset your three-peat, right? You couldn't three-peat as Kansas City fans. But guess what? Multiple AIs, Gemini, ChatGPT, all of them are predicting the next 3 years are going to have EAGLES holding the chips.
All right. So who wins each division? Just run
I don't
through
give
it.
a fuck. Fuck them, because they have to go past us to get the Lombardi.
Oh, okay. So we'll go to Dre. Joe's
Fuck all
Mr.
that.
Time Saver.
Baltimore, it's going to be an Eagles Baltimore Super Bowl. That's what you want. Eagles Baltimore Super Bowl.
Okay,
It's going to be
I'll
a battle
take
of the
that.
birds. It's going to be a battle of the birds, and Lamar Jackson is going to finally choke under the lights.
Okay. All right,
Bird
Dre.
Bowl.
Fucking diabetic hurts.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to say the Eagles are going to win it.
I'm actually going to start in the AFC side.
Okay.
AFC North, I believe it belongs to Baltimore, but don't sleep on Pittsburgh neither. Pittsburgh's defense is actually pretty solid this year. AFC West, I do not think Kansas City's winning. I do believe that Denver Broncos are going to win the division this year just by one game. It's going to be a tough race because the Raiders aren't nothing to sleep on, and neither are the Chargers. But the Broncos have the best odds to win that division. AFC South, 100% goes to Houston. Jacksonville's still finding themselves. Tennessee is still finding themselves with Cam Ward. And Indianapolis is going through quarterback troubles with Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson being hurt. So I do believe that Houston Texans take that division and they'll move on. And then I believe the AFC East, I believe the Bills are going to win, but I do believe that the Patriots are going to get 10 wins this year. I believe the Patriots are going to get 10 wins and creep into the wild card picture, and that'll be that. The NFC side, the NFC West belongs to the Rams easily. Them picking up Devontae Adams, not losing a single piece on that defense with Jared Verse and all these other guys that are out there. The Rams are for sure locked to win that division. The Cardinals, cool. Seattle with Sam Darnold, Cooper Kupp. We're going to see how that works out. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, boom, it is what it is. The 49ers are in rebuild mode, even though McCaffrey's still there, still in rebuild mode. NFC North, 100%. The Packers have the best chance to win after the Lions losing Ben Johnson to the Bears. But the Bears aren't nothing to be slept on either. I don't trust the Vikings this year because of J.J. McCarthy. He hasn't shown me anything because he's been hurt. I can't just go off of Michigan highlights. I just can't do that. That's some Bray Dollar shit. So I'm 100% gonna take the Lions to win that division, but the Packers should be right there, and the Bears should be making steady improvements to where they get 7, 8 wins maybe this year. I'm thinking so. The NFC East for sure belongs to Philly. Like it's like the road of the Super Bowl goes through Philly. But like Washington, obviously they're still contenders. Dallas, if they get their shit right. But I'm more so worried about the Giants now because the Giants have decent quarterback play and they're not bad offensively anymore. Like that's what I was worried about for years now, but now they're starting to improve on offense. But the Eagles are for sure going to win that division, and the NFC South, 100%. Tampa Bay cleans, sweeps the entire. I don't think they lose a divisional game. Conference championship, I have Bills Patriots. I have the Bills squeaking by with a 34-31 victory to go to the Super Bowl. And I have the Eagles and the Packers in the conference championship. And I do have us not disrespecting you, Tyler, but us blowing you guys out 38-21. Just some normal shit that we do to Green Bay. And then I got us blowing Josh Allen and them out in the Super Bowl. 40-14.
Okay. All right, Tyler. I know that you're a big Packer fan, and you might have to unmute here so we can hear you. But who you got? Who you got going to playoffs and all that fun stuff?
All right. So can y'all hear me good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, man. So, um, I guess we'll start with the AFC. In the West, I think it goes to Denver. I think Denver takes it. Denver is a solid fucking squad, man. Their defense is probably one of the better defenses in the league right now. Denver is definitely going to be the focal point, I think, of the AFC West this year. The AFC North, yeah, that's just the common thread is going to be the until the Bengals can figure out what the fuck they need to do to, get the football gods to work with them again, it's going to be run through Baltimore. Baltimore has a stranglehold over that shit. Offensively, defensively, there is not a gap on that team. What we got then? The AFC East. I'm saying the Patriots. I think, don't get me wrong, the Bills are still going to be in the playoffs because Josh Allen's just elite. Josh Allen is absolutely outrageous. But the Patriots needed a head coach, and I said whoever got Mike Vrabel is getting a guy that is going to take them to a Super Bowl. That man has a chip on his shoulder the size of the entire United States. And he's built probably one of the most solid squads. Travion Henderson's going to be a fucking monster. His receiving core is definitely the problem there, but
You mean they picked up Diggs?
yeah, Stephon Diggs doesn't fix all the issues, and we see the
He
diva
helps it
issues.
though.
He helps, though.
He
No,
helps
one
a
hundred
lot.
percent, 100%. But yeah, no, I think New England takes the East, and I don't even want to think about that West. But fucking what? Tampa, I think. No, Tampa's in the NFC. Who the fuck's in the AFC West?
The Broncos,
Yeah,
Chiefs,
you
Or not
said
the
it,
Raiders,
West.
Broncos.
The
South.
which one do I got?
Jags,
The fucking
Titans,
East?
Texans, Colts, and
the
that's
That
the
one.
South.
South,
So
the South,
South.
yeah.
Yeah, the shit. Give me Jacksonville, I guess. I think they have a
Okay.
bounce back year. Travis Hunter's going to be a very big help to him. Liam Cohen's going to have that that fresh ability to kind of go out there and nobody knows what to expect from him per se. With Dougie P, you knew how he kind of operates. Liam Cohen, you have no fucking idea. Trevor Lawrence, I think it's a bounce back year. Yeah, no.
Okay.
NFC in the West, I'm gonna say the Seahawks.
Wow.
Unpopular opinion, yes.
Okay.
They
Okay.
lost a fuck ton. But that team has been a scratch and claw team for a while. Even when they made it to the Super Bowl, like they weren't meant to be there. These guys just played out of their mind. I think this is going to be another one of those years. Sam Darnold proves that he can play good in the regular season last year. I think we see Jalen Milroe at some point this year, and he's going to ball the fuck out, 110%.
Okay.
Let's see, the NFC North. There's no question that is coming home where it belongs. It's coming to Green Bay. The Lions are going to eat dick.
I thought you were going to say in Detroit.
Okay? Yeah, fuck out of here. Minnesota, that whole team is brand new about pretty much. I don't know. I don't think they're going to have the same success. And you're never going to hear me say one good thing about the fucking Chicago Bears. So suck my dick. I don't give a fuck if Ben Johnson takes them to 47 fucking Super Bowls. I'm never, ever going to say a good thing about the Chicago Bears. That's just plain and simple. The Packers are taking back what is rightfully ours, and that's that number one spot in the North.
Now you lost your soul in Brazil last year.
Hey, bro.
And in Philly.
NFC West, quite clearly, runs through Philly as much as it pains me to say it. And I know
You mean the
these will-
East, NFC
Tyler,
East?
are you high?
When am I? Yes, I am.
Okay,
But-
I was gonna say.
I mean, we know San Francisco will probably end up in Philadelphia and lose a playoff game there. So you're not wrong in that statement, but we're just gonna say
Look, so anyway, the NFC East runs through Philly, unfortunately, even though it pains me to glaze up these two losers. But yes, Philly is by far the most complete team in the NFL. I said it last year. We played them twice. I had to get absolutely fucking dog walked every single time. It was great. And then yeah, no, I don't
South.
think anybody
South.
really complains or compares.
see, here's the honest thing. It's gonna be who takes the wild cards in the
Yes.
NFC. I think that's gonna be the real challenge because you're talking about like you go out there, right? So you got your division winners and you're pretty obvious division winners. But
Mhm.
then you're talking about like your division with the Packers in Detroit. One of them's gonna lock up a wild card spot. So does that leave out Washington? Does that leave out, someone in the East? Does that leave out someone in the South? Because the NFC, I can say the NFC is like the West of basketball. It's the tougher it's the tougher conference overall, and it brings out more talent than the AFC side. Even though we can say the AFC's got really great teams, they're all designated under divisional winners. Baltimore, Kansas City, Buffalo, they're all in like separate pieces. But the thing about it when it comes to the AFC, like wild cards, when you go into the depth of it all, they don't go that deep. It starts to wean off. The drop off is a lot more steeper than it is in the AFC because you can plug in and play in, such as like no one saw the Washington Commanders run to the NFC Championship last year. No one predicted that whatsoever because they all predicted Detroit was going to go there. They all predicted the Vikings were going to go there because they were 1A, 1B, and they both got dog walked off the map faster than we could all blink. So it's going to be the real thing is going to be literally who takes the wild cards. Are those wild card teams that hungry? Because that's what it was last year. It was a wild card team that got to the finals. Now they lost to the divisional winners. Absolutely got trolloped by the divisional winners, 55 points, double nickel. But that's what it is though.
Okay. Well, let's
that's going to be the thing.
All right. So Tyler, go ahead. Who do you got in the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl, man.
Do I look like this when I get fried, yo? Like, am I like
I don't
this
even want to
Kind
say
of,
it,
yeah,
bro, because
kind of.
I want Green Bay in there so bad, but I know we're not going to make it, and I know the team that is going to make it is going to be the bitch ass fucking Eagles.
Against?
The AFC, man, it's probably going to be Baltimore.
Baltimore. And Eagles win
Yeah.
it or Baltimore
Yeah.
takes it?
Nah, Eagles are going to fucking start their dynasty run, and we're going to have to hear these fucking dick bags.
Okay.
Fucking.
All right. So let me go ahead and kick mine out there. I'll be brief. East, I'm going with the Patriots too. I think they're going to surprise team. I think that, Buffalo's going to make the playoffs. Of course, they're really good. I think it's going to
mark
be.
my word, the Patriots are going to be in the conference
I
championship.
think they got action because think about it. Miami's not very good. The Jets aren't very good. They play them twice. That's 4 wins right there.
And the Jets got better though with Justin Fields.
Don't
They
be
got a
fooled.
little
They thought
better.
they were better when they got Aaron Rodgers. They got hurt in the first fucking 5 minutes of the game or whatever it was. North, I'm giving
Team crashing down on 9/11. Just remind yourself that.
There you go. AFC North. I'm going with the Ravens. I was torn on like playoffs, like who gets playoffs. Pittsburgh and Cincy is just interchangeable to me. I think Pittsburgh beats them barely because of their defense. I think quarterback, obviously, Joe Burrows is that dude. But, I think they're both are playoff contenders. I'm going to go with the Jags in the South. I just don't believe in the Texans this season. I just don't. I don't know what it is. Titans are garbage. Colts are garbage.
The Texans just got Nick Chubb. What?
They're fucking garbage to me. I don't know. I just don't. I don't believe in them, man.
Knee surgery. Nick
I just
Chubb. That's
don't I just don't believe him. I've had Chubb on my fantasy. He's good for like a couple games and it's a wrap.
It's
But
facts. It is facts.
AFC West, I'm not being a homer, but I'm not the only one saying the Broncos are going to have a good season. So I'm going with my Broncos. I think the Chiefs will make the playoffs. Chargers and Raiders. I think Raiders will be a lot better than what people think they're going to be. I still think they're going to be in last place because fuck the Raiders. Chargers are always competitive. They might sneak in there. NFC East, Eagles clearly the best team. In football, obviously they're the Super Bowl champs. And I feel like Dallas and Washington they're interchangeable too. I think they're gonna, they both can make the playoffs. I think I'm leaning more towards Washington. I don't believe Dak can be healthy the whole year. I have a feeling he's gonna get hurt again. I don't know. That's just my own little gut feeling. Giants, I think will be kind of like a little bit of a surprise. I think they'll still be last place, but I think they're going to be competitive for you guys in the East. North, I'm leaning towards the Packers because I don't know. The Lions had a really good year last year. Are they going to have a better year than last year? I don't think
No.
so. I think they're
No.
either going to be, they're going to be good. They're going to make the playoffs for sure. So will the Packers, but I don't know. I'm leaning towards the Packers on that one. Vikings, I think, are going to surprise some people. I think JJ might have like a Bo Nix type of season. He's really good. I know Dre mentioned earlier about like you just going off Michigan highlights or whatever, but I think he's going to kind of have that same Bo Nix year. So, maybe they might sneak into the playoffs too, but I think they'll be competitive. South Tampa, that's clearly the best one. Falcons have a good defense. They seem to have always like a decent defense, but then they just never do anything really. Rams, I feel Rams going to win the West. 49ers, I don't trust them either. Seattle, no, and Arizona just kind of like, they're just there. So playoffs, AFC playoffs, the AFC championship, I'm going with my Broncos against the Ravens, and I'm going with my Broncos going to the Super Bowl. I really feel like we have the best defense in the league. I feel that strong. I can't say we have the best offense yet. That's predetermined, but I think we could maybe. And we're coming up on 10 minutes left. And then NFC championship game, I got Eagles. This one was tough because at first my heart told me Lions, and then I was going with Packers. So I'm going Eagles, Packers. Either way, I have the Eagles going to the Super Bowl again. And I got Eagles and Broncos, and holy shit, if that fucking really does happen, Eagles and Broncos. This will be the greatest buildup ever in the server history if the Eagles and Broncos. There's so many Bronco fans in my server. There's enough Eagles fans, between the two of you guys.
The toxicity of that voice chat will be
Oh my God.
absolutely atrocious.
And I'm saying the Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl. That's what's going to happen because the odds of going.
You need to go.
No,
go out
Joe.
and
He's
pretty
Joe.
much
He
get
has
mugged.
Joe. He has to believe these things, bro. Like Jacob
mean-
he believed that the Chiefs were gonna three-peat. He
look,
believed it.
I'm going to say one thing. Statistically, how many back-to-back championship teams have been around in the NFL? It's not a lot.
In the last 2 decades, 3.
And the
Sure,
Broncos
but it's not.
did it. You know what I mean? And the Chiefs did it. But it's not like something that's a very common thing. Now, not saying that you guys aren't capable of doing it, because when we did our very, very quick what did we call it? When we did our preseason picks, like we did it like months ago, like we were picking the divisions.
Yeah.
And I actually went with the Eagles against I don't know who, but I said the Eagles were going to win the whole thing. Now, it wouldn't surprise me, and it's actually kind of like an easy pick to say, oh, they'll win it again. I mean, you guys have a really good team, but at the same time, it's like the Broncos have a really good defense. We definitely have action against you guys. So it wouldn't be a cakewalk against the fucking Broncos.
No.
At all.
It'll definitely be scheme versus scheme at the end of the day, because they're bringing definitely 2 different types of defenses to the table. The way Vic Fandango actually plays his defense versus how
Did you call him Fandango?
Vic Fandango.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with y'all tonight?
He used to.
Because he's a fucking
theaters.
movie, man. Watching him's a fucking movie. How he thinks. So that's Vic Fandango right now.
Fandango.
Hey, look, just server, just know, bro, we don't blitz, bro, but we get the niggas 88% of the time.
Oh, we'll
That's
find
what
out.
I'm talking about. Like
Oh,
I'm
we can
saying, like
find
the
out.
scheme that he brings, and it's gonna be like, oh, and it's going to be that false confidence because he allows you to expose yourself. That's what
No,
I've
which
noticed.
which is good for us, Joe, because like we did all of those things. We forced what 3 interceptions, 6 sacks, and a forced fumble and a pick six in a Super Bowl on arguably the greatest quarterback of this generation. So the bar is already set. If he ain't doing shit against us, we know half the league ain't gonna be able to do shit against us.
So
Well, the thing is too, but there's the I know you believe in your Broncos, but do you believe you have a better front? Do you believe you have a better front five than Kansas City?
I have to watch some games as in the regular season. Like if you just go off of preseason, we had the best preseason out of any team in the NFL. We were number one
Yeah.
offense, number one defense. Everything looked good for us. But I'm not a guy who just gets all geeked up over fucking preseason shit. I'm a first 5 week
I
guy.
do. Shit.
I mean, it's cool to be like that.
You're
but
playing Jacksonville week 1, right?
no, we play Tennessee week 1.
They play two.
Oh, then
Yeah.
you got to win. Yeah,
Yeah,
so you're
yeah.
1-0 already.
Yeah. I'm saying like we have a pretty
Your
decent schedule. I believe we play you guys.
Your son could be a
at some
We
starting
do. We play.
quarterback
We
for
play you
freaking
guys
Denver
week
in a month.
5. We play you week 5.
So you could find out what our line's going to be. So we got about 6
Yeah,
minutes left.
the preview. If you're saying that, the preview is going to be week 5.
It is. Me and
Yeah.
me and Server got the bet. We got the $50 bet.
No, we have the bet on the box. We have bet on boxing. We have the
Oh, is that,
Canelo bet.
I thought it was on football. We could bet
I
football.
mean, we could do that too. We can
yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Mm,
I
mm.
gotta make up from the poker. I'm fucking
Yeah.
losing my ass. I gotta make it up somehow. Okay, so we got 5.5 left. I'm gonna go around here. Last question: who do you guys think is gonna win the MVP of the league? And we'll start with Jacob.
Man, I knew you were gonna ask that question. That's what I was thinking about this entire time. Honestly, I think Jalen Hurts is gonna win. As much as I hate the Eagles right now, obviously they whooped their ass in the Super Bowl. GG's, by the way.
GG's chat.
I hate the Eagles now, but I never did before. Obviously, during Super Bowl 52, I hate Tom Brady. Go Eagles. Eagles won. Hooray. But
Okay.
Jalen Hurts has been slept on his entire career. I'll agree with that.
Okay.
And I
Thank you.
think,
Okay.
yeah.
You don't
I
have to
like
kiss
Jalen
their
Hurts.
ass. You don't have to
I'm
kiss their
not.
ass.
I'm being realistic.
Thank you,
And
man.
obviously, at some point, I think Mahomes will win another one, and that'll be it. But I think this is the year for Jalen Hurts. He has been
Thank you, man.
disrespected.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, he has
Tyler-
been disrespected. I like his game. Even at Alabama, he got disrespected, replaced with Tua.
I appreciate it.
Oklahoma. So,
Okay.
but I think this is Jalen Hurts' year.
All
I
right.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
That's a lot of Jalen Hurts. We get it, Jacob. Okay, you think he's gonna? All right, Tyler. Who you got, Tyler? MVP. We got
Man,
about
fuck
4-4.
this being humble shit, bro. Jordan Love is winning MVP. Fuck all y'all. Fuck everything y'all are saying right now. Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the NFC. Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the NFL. And Jordan Love is gonna run fucking roughshod over everybody in this bitch and take that fucking MVP.
It's fucking
Wipe his nuts with it. And show y'all how
diabolical
it
picks
is,
right
bro.
now. Diabolical pick by Tyler. All right, Joe, go ahead. We got 4 minutes left.
Non-biasedly, I say Joe Burrow's finally get his.
He should have won last year. He had the best stats out of everybody.
100%.
And that's what I'm saying. Like this was some straight joke. This was some straight Joker Embiid crap right now. By the way, I would never pick Embiid as an MVP. But like you said, like he led the NFL in passing, he led the NFL in touchdowns, and he ended up in fourth. He ended up fourth.
If they
in
would have made the
MVP
playoffs,
race.
he would have got it. If they would have made the playoffs, he 100% would have got the MVP.
And I get it.
They never win
I get it.
playoffs.
Losers should not win MVPs. I get it because obviously we've always talked about the controversial should Jalen have won the Super Bowl MVP back when we lost to the Chiefs the first time in the first meeting because he outplayed Patrick Mahomes no matter what. But
they've done it before though. They've had a losing player win Super Bowl MVP. It's happened, I think, once, maybe twice, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember
time
who.
ago, but yeah.
Yeah, but the point is though is that like I said, Joe Burrows.
Okay.
Joe Burrows. Honestly, I say Saquon gets back put into the finalists and Saquon wins the MVP finally because that was the real robbery.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna deep dive into mine quick as much as possible.
Yeah, 248.
The dark horse to get the MVP this year, and nobody is ever gonna believe it's gonna happen, is Drake May. Believe Drake May would be a dark horse to win MVP this year. He takes his team to conference championship, they lose, boom, MVP. But the real MVP is 100% going to be Saquon. He's breaking the Madden curse. He's running for 2K again, and we go back to back with a Super Bowl, and he's the MVP end of the season since Adrian Peterson, the only running back to do it. Calling it now.
All right. So we got 2 minutes left. I'm gonna agree with Joe. I think Joe Burrow, I think he takes it. He should have got last year. I think he's gonna have a good season this year. I think Cincinnati's gonna be pretty decent. Like I said, if Pittsburgh didn't have a solid defense, I would easily say Cincinnati would just be a second place team to the Ravens, but I think he's gonna have a good year. So I want to say thanks, Jacob, for being on here for the first time. Appreciate you doing this. Tyler, thank you for doing it. You could catch Tyler on Twitch playing a video game. What was the name of the video game?
Phasmophobia.
You can check
That's
him
like
out.
the main one.
What's your Twitch, Tyler?
Tyler Q47.
There you go. Watch him on Twitch.
Appreciate you.
And Dre, any final words here with a minute and a half left?
Yes, the real score of that game was 37-6 at one point. Just want you to remember that, Jacob.
All right. And don't forget, you're going to catch me and Joe Wolfgang on Gorilla Booking. And Joe, with about a minute left, any final words?
Bowl 2026 champions, EAGLES Eagles.
All right. Thank you guys
They
for
gotta
watching.
show us
We
I'm
around.
do
6'7", by the
appreciate it.
way. Josh Wilson's catching a tutty for the Super Bowl win. 6'7".
Don't forget to like, comment, sub, and follow us on socials. Look, it's a podcast. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your daddy. Have a good rest of your day. We'll catch you on the next time.
Yeah, fuck boy.